Transmasters, yesterday we had a powerful Zoom call. Annette, serving as Toastmaster of the day, led a truly flawless meeting. And Davik did a fantastic job stepping in as our timer and all counter. Carrie brought us questions that really made us think, questions that sparked ideas no one had even considered before. In fact, I love this one moment. Before Carrie could even finish asking her question, if you could meet anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? Stephanie Lightsey quickly, like immediately before the question even finished, she said, DMX! I mean, that was amazing. I mean, I think that was a moment we all started laughing and we just enjoyed her answer. It just came from the heart. And Dr. Lacey, oh my God, Dr. Lacey, she shared a powerful story about the dead tree, using it as a reflection on the seasonality of life. I have to tell you, I was genuinely moved when she said, and don't you ever look down on someone, because you never know when someone is going through their winter. We've all been there. I've asked her to share that article with us that she wrote on LinkedIn, and she will be sending that out to us by email. So pay attention to your emails. Now, I also had the opportunity to speak about growth. And for those of you who couldn't make it, I want to share that message with you right now. So hang in with me. I'm going to share that speech with you as best as I can as I'm walking to work this morning. But here it is. Today, I want to explore an idea with you guys. What if growth isn't just something we go through to eventually discover something special, a special gift or talent? What if growth itself is the gift? Not just something that we experience, but something we're meant to share with others. I think that intuitively, we all understand that growth has something to do with leveling up. The idea that today we're at this level and that tomorrow we're at this level and that we're continuously growing. But how do we actually do that, right? And maybe even more importantly, why even go through the effort at all? So I recently came across this quote from Pablo Picasso where he says, the meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away. And that really stuck with me, but it also left me wondering, what is my gift? What is that thing that I could just give away? Because I'm not an artist like Pablo Picasso, right? I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, or someone with some obviously insane amount of talent to share with the world. So what do I have to offer? And to try to answer that question, I did a little research on Picasso himself. I wanted to understand the mind of someone who could not only create a masterpiece, and he did many, but also express the meaning of life in just a few powerful words. And what I found out was fascinating. By the age of 15, Picasso was already an incredibly skilled painter, able to paint like the classical masters before him. But he didn't stop there. He chose to experiment, to struggle, to reinvent himself again and again and again. At first, people didn't understand his work. He faced so much criticism, rejection. People told him his work was ugly, but Picasso kept growing. And it was through that process of growth that he became the Picasso that we know today. You see, I think that the gift Picasso was talking about wasn't really just about his paintings. It was about his growth. Your growth is your gift. When you become more capable, when you level up in the things that inspire you, that transform you, that's what you give to the world. It doesn't have to be a painting. It doesn't have to be a song. Your life itself can become the work of art that inspires others. So what is growth? Let me share a simple framework with you. You might want to jot this down. Let's use growth as an acronym, GROWTH. G stands for gain new skills. Growth begins the moment you decide to learn something new, because every next level of your life requires a new level of skill. You don't rise to your goals, you rise to your capabilities. R, raise your awareness. Most people don't lack effort, they lack awareness. They repeat the same patterns, face the same frustrations year after year, but growth begins when you ask yourself, what am I not seeing? Because when you see differently, you move differently. O, own your outcomes. This is where growth really accelerates. When you stop saying, they didn't do this, or it wasn't my fault, and start asking, what could have I done differently or better? Because ownership gives you the control, and control gives you power. W, withstand pressure. Growth is tested under pressure, when you're nervous, when the stakes are high, when things don't go your way and you show up anyway, calm, focused, steady, because the next level of your life requires the next level of your composure. T, tackle greater challenges. If your problems are the same every year, you're not growing. Growth means bigger challenges, greater responsibilities, higher stakes, not because life gets harder, but because you're getting stronger. And finally, H, help others grow. That's what we do at Transmaster. Growth finds its meaning when it's shared, because at some point it stops being just about you. When you start helping others grow, your growth multiplies. So when Pablo Picasso says the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose of life is to give it away, maybe your gift isn't some talent you're born with. Maybe your gift is who you choose to become. And every step you take to grow, every skill you gain, every challenge you overcome, every person you help, you are creating something. Not just success, but a life that others can look at and say, if they can grow, so can I. And that is a gift worth giving.